Once again, it's a great day to be alive, folks. Let's give Almighty God the glory. Welcome back to Cover Story Highlights, raw, unapologetic, and grounded in truth. Today I want to talk about a crisis that many won't admit exists, and that is the People's National Party. That's a crisis. Yes, comrades may not want to hear it, but the truth is this: the PNP is in crisis. The problem with the party right now is that today's leaders have their heads buried in the sand. So the party has transformed from winning to losing. Let us look at the trajectory and then we can decide whether what I'm saying is true or not. In 2011, Portia Simpson won the election with 42 seats. The party was a winning machine coming out of the PJ era. Fast forward, and since 2016, the party has lost 3 general elections and 2 local government elections. So that's 5 elections in all that the party has lost since 2016. Now, what do the leaders say? They celebrate winning back 14 of the 17 seats lost in 2016 and 2020. But here's the hard truth. There is no consolation prize in politics. Absolutely no consolation prize in politics. Second place means opposition. And last I checked, politics is about governing, not about being comfortable in opposition. So let's look at why the party keeps losing. The real issue is that the PNP has failed to evolve. Gone are the days when you could rely on the base alone. And this last election that we just experienced made it clear. But to win, the party has to broaden its reach. We have to start targeting soft labor rights. We have to look at the uncommitted bloc. And yes, the young people who want something fresh and relatable. Let us ask the hard question. Why couldn't the PNP win back St. Andrew West Rural, a seat it once held in 2011? Why did seats like St. Catherine East Central, St. Mary Western, St. Anne Northwestern, St. Anne Southeastern, Trelawney Northern, and yes, St. James West Central, why these seats remain out of reach? If the JLP could hold them, what is wrong with the PNP's approach? And you comrades out there who claim you love your party have to start asking these questions, because they are relevant questions to ask. You don't lose 5 elections and there's no question asked. And yes, it's all well and good. So we move on because we are in opposition and we increase our margin so we can be an effective opposition. That's what they want? Well, if that's what they want, fine with them. But I don't think the well-thinking comrades out there want that. The numbers don't lie, folks. The numbers from 2025, from this election that we have just experienced, speak volumes. The PNP won 28 seats with 403,191 votes. That's 49.21% of the electorate that voted. The JLP, on the other hand, they won 35 seats with 413,502 votes, 50.47% of the electorate that voted. What that means? It means that the JLP secured 7 more seats with just 10,311 more votes. This isn't just about numbers. It has to be about strategy. It has to be about messaging that the people gravitated to. And of course, it has to be about leadership. And whether we want to accept it or not, it has to be about leadership. So what is the way forward? There must be a philosophical reflection. The party has to do a philosophical reflection. And they must go in retreat right away. And they must listen, talk less and listen. Because if the party was listening to people out there that made recommendations, they would be in a better place today. This pig-headedness that we are seeing from the party hierarchy must stop if the party is going to be transformed in any way. So what must the PNP do? First, we have to look at leadership. Yes, we have to look at leadership. Because leadership is not just about holding a title. It is about relevance, vision, and inspiration. The party must analyze whether today's leadership truly connects with the people or simply manages the party machinery. Yes, we have to see if there is any connection, if the leadership is really connecting with the masses, or they're just there managing the machinery. The party has to also attract new voters, especially the youths. Politics is about the future, folks, not just the past. If the party cannot inspire young people, if it cannot inspire young Jamaicans, then it cannot grow. And of course, it has to choose relatable candidates. This is very significant. People don't just vote for policies alone. They vote for people they trust, understand, and feel connected to. The candidate selection process must reflect this reality. And of course, the party has to move away from negativity. Negative campaigning might excite the base, but it does not build a movement. The PNP needs a new philosophical direction, one rooted in hope, progress, and national development. So in closing, let's face it, the PNP stands at a crossroads, and we have to admit that. It can either remain in the comfort zone of being a good opposition, or it can rise boldly with new ideas, new leaders, and a new philosophical mission to win the Jamaican people again. The question is, does the PNP have the courage to face its crisis and make that transformation? That was Cover Story Highlights, raw, unapologetic, and grounded in truth. Join me again for another episode of Cover Story Highlights. In the meantime, please subscribe, like, share, and drop your comments below.